That's cute.
Shake your body.
Yes, it just, ooh, yeah.
It's giving I'm grown. What's up, YouTube family? It's me, alive and in the flesh, Travell LeVar. I know it's been a hot minute, like almost a year since I posted. I'm sorry. I really am. But I'm back, all right? So without further ado, let's get into it. If you haven't, hit that like, share, and subscribe button. I have hours upon hours of behind the chair content that has not been posted. And I've been working nonstop. Life behind the chair is insane. It's really busy here in Chicago, and I just started retraveling back to New Jersey. Woohoo, quick plug, make sure you book an appointment, come see me. But yeah, I've been busy. So YouTube had taken a back seat for the last 9 months to a year, and I do miss it. I see the comments, I see the interaction still, and I want to make sure that I'm still providing an educational outlet that helps reconnect stylists and clients to have a better hair experience. You know, it's hard out here in these streets. I see horror stories every day. I mean, really bad. I don't know what's going on, but I hope I can help. So I will post when I can, keyword when I can, to make sure we stay up to date and educated on how to best deal with our hair, all right? I make no vows that these videos are gonna happen every 2 days, every week, every 2 weeks. I don't know, I'm going with the wind. I am a hairstylist, not a content creator. I just happen to create content. All right, so when I can, I will do it to the best of my ability. Please be patient with me. Thank you for riding with me all this time. I have been getting questions about education. I still do offer classes. However, I'm switching up the education platform in 2025. If you are interested in taking a virtual session, the last one that's going to be available is Monday, January 27th. It's the last virtual Silkpress Masterclass there will ever be. All right, after that, we're moving to pre-recorded items as well as hands-on in-person training. I just find that I make such a greater impact when I do point-to-point contact. The virtual thing was great because it got us through pandemic, but it's time for people to be touched again, all right? So if you want this last experience, sign up, register today. Registration is, I think, cut at 50% for the next 48 hours. After that, it's going back up, and it is the last session, y'all. The last one. Don't get in my DMs in February and March. When's the next virtual class? It's not happening. It's the last one, all right? So sign up today. I'm gonna leave it all on the floor. Bring all your questions, challenges, inquiries, all of it. We're gonna make it happen and grow together, all right? So without further ado, let's jump into today's video. So this is my lovely guest, Anaya. She comes to me once or twice a year, and we do her maintenance appointments. She is what I consider a unicorn client. I do not recommend that you go to see your stylist once or twice a year. You need to be there at least quarterly to make sure those ends are getting taken care of. But her hair does really well in between. She has done marvelous, and I mean marvelous, with her length retention, as you'll see as I stretch dry and blow dry her hair out. We are doing a Silkpress service. I have gone in and done all my prep work at the shampoo bowl, deep conditioning, K18, all that good stuff. And now at this point, I'm applying my stylers. The one in particular you see me using is Color Wild's Dream Coat Extra Strength. I'm saturating each section and brushing it through. The benefit of this product is for my guests that have not had Silkpress services in a long time, it does help extend the life of that press and make sure the hair gets super silky without the need for a whole bunch of excess product or excess heat. With anything, please use in moderation. If your hair is dehydrated, this is not a substitute for a good hair care regimen. I see this all over the internet and all over TikTok and Instagram, where folks with, excuse my description, dry hair and dry by virtue of the fact that they're not properly taking care of it, coming out of protective styles back to back and going to this product to be an end-all be-all. That's not how it works. You still need a proper regimen. And I've been preaching this for 3 years now since I've had this channel. You need a regimen, okay? There's no substitute, none at all. And when you get to that plateau with your hair where you feel like it's not growing or you're not getting that length retention, 9 times out of 10, you need to tweak in your regimen, all right? Tweak it, make sure it's consistent, make sure it's potent and powerful, and you will always get good results, all right? So again, Dream Coat is not an end-all be-all. If your hair is dehydrated, it's still going to revert, okay? So you need to hydrate the hair first. Spend some time. If you're in back-to-back protective styles, you're going to experience perpetual dehydration. You have to come out of those styles and hydrate the hair. How do we hydrate the hair? add the shampoo bowl with water, with shampoo, with conditioner. The oils in between and the leave-in conditioners, all that good stuff, topical at best, will soften the hair temporarily. It's not going to hydrate the hair and treat the underlying issue. You need to wash your hair. Say it with me again. I'm going to wash my hair. Say it one more time for good measure. I'm going to wash my hair. Wash your hair, okay? Don't wait 4 weeks. Don't wait 8 weeks. Wash your hair on a consistent basis, all right? I just had a client recently in the salon this past weekend. They were asking, what's a good shampoo regimen for me? How often should I be doing it based on my hair type? Hair type does have specificities to it, sure, porosity, all that stuff included. But at a baseline, once a week, every 2 weeks max. Now, I know if you're in protective style, that's a lot more difficult, and that's understandable. However, if your hair is out on a regular basis, it should be shampooed and conditioned on a regular basis, all right? That way that strand can get rehydrated, you can get buildup off your scalp, you don't have to worry about oil buildup, product buildup, all that kind of stuff, okay? So I'm blow drying here. You know my stretch technique. Burns are not normal. Please aim that nozzle away from the scalp. Do not press it against the hair. Be gentle during this process, okay? If you be gentle with the hair will be gentle with you. Otherwise, y'all gonna fight. You can see she has beautiful length, a beautiful stretch. Another thing I noticed, and I'm kind of seeing it with blow dry instructions and stuff like that. Yes, the hair should be as smooth as possible with the blow dry. However, that does not mean fry the hair, okay? Do not fry the hair. All right, you're gonna have an adverse result long-term and experience heat damage. As you can see in that past clip, it is definitely time for a trim. Now, this trim is gonna be controversial, and I'll get more into it when we get to the end of this press. I know I'm gonna have some comments about how much I chose to trim off, and I'm ready for the fight. But anywho, we're going through here with a good old Silkpress. Take your time, small sections. I don't particularly remember what my iron is set at this particular time. This video was a couple months old, so I should have took notes, but I don't remember. I can guarantee you it wasn't above 410, and more than likely, knowing Anaya's here, I probably had it at 395. All right. For me, for the most part, 410 is like my 450. If I have to go super high, that's super high in my world. I do not like to use flat iron temperatures above that. Either the hair is just not going to get that straight, it's dehydrated, or we need to do a weave, because it shouldn't take all that heat to get it this straight. You can see her hair is perfectly silky smooth, no problem. All right, good product distribution, proper setup at the shampoo bowl, and proper blow drying techniques will make sure you get a silky press. All right, you can see the shine is there, the bounce is there, the movement is there. All right, so let's talk about her ends. Okay, so she is a natural. She wears her hair curly most of the time, sometimes in protective styles. All right, you can see the ends are a little frayed. Now, here's the thing with trimming ends. I like to trim based on what my clients request. All right, she wants to maintain as much of her length as possible. Okay, so that's what we're gonna do, maintain as much length as possible. There are a few compromise points within the cut, and I always show my clients with a mirror where I suggest what needs to come off. If there's a health issue going on and we get to cut this even further and chop, I show them everything and let them make informed decisions. She decided this is what she wants to cut today. That's what we're gonna work with, okay? Now, here's the thing when it comes to ends. Hair does not grow in a straight line. Hair does not grow even. That's not how it works. You're gonna have dips, curves, turns, all that good stuff. So the aesthetic that has the hard bloodline underneath, it looks phenomenal. As a hairstylist, I love it. But that does not mean that the hair is necessarily healthy or unhealthy or whatever the case may be. I have chopped people into a straight line and they still got a hair full of ends, okay? So let's not go by that. Her ends do need a trim. However, we're going to compromise and go a little lower than normal today. I'm only taking off literally about an inch. And people will say, well, you could have went higher because you can see through that. Sure, I could have went higher. That's not what she requested. And guess what, guys? It wasn't necessary because the ends were not split up that far. What you're seeing is density differences. That underneath section of her hair is not as dense as the other sections, so it doesn't reach all the way down. So what ends up happening is you have this little gap or space. I could easily just say, hey, let's cut up to that space. But that's talking like 5 inches difference versus the inch. And there's nothing wrong with those inches that are there, okay? So again, this is my preference. This is my client. She's satisfied. I'm satisfied. Tussle about it with your auntie and your mom in the comments. I'm not interested. That's what she wanted to get. That's what she wanted to get cut off, okay? We're Gucci. All right, this war on how much people should and shouldn't cut off, mind your business. Get in the chair, get your hair trimmed. And most of the time, I'm on a rant now. The people that are complaining about how much should be trimmed off and should be trimmed off got the worst ends I ever seen in my life. Y'all get in my chair and I'll be like, y'all got so many opinions and hair just, hey man, I'm back. Cut off what you want to cut off and what's comfortable for the client. Let's throw out these emphatics and, yes, health above length. I'm all for it. I am that guy. However, I'm going to do what my clients request. And as you can see, her hair looks absolutely beautiful. Okay? She does a great job at home maintaining it. I'm going to finish this trim here, go through, make sure I get everything nice and clean, get off as much as I can without compromising the length that we talked about. Also, to the stylists out there, I'm a big stylist supporter. Let's really invest in education moving into 2025. Okay? I know I did a little plug at the top about classes. It don't gotta be mine. Take somebody's class, because the way you're doing it, sure, I've been doing hair now, I'm going on, what's this, year 17, 16, something like that. I can get set in my ways. It's important for somebody to show you a new perspective, get a new way of looking at it, a new way of approaching it. I'm going to admonish you, if you're a hairstylist, this is my admonishment for 2025. Can we please stop using mannequin shears on clients' hair? They say, well, it's a scissor. There's no difference. There is a difference. Invest in some quality shears. I am tired of seeing us cut bobs and everything else with mannequin shears and then have to buy a new pair once a month. And, there's just a thing for me. All right, use some real shears. It does make a difference in the cut and feel of your client's hair, especially long term. If your shears are tearing at the hair or pulling hair off, you're probably causing splits as you're cutting. Okay, so use high quality shears. Her ends are almost complete. I always do my little final comb throughs, check, make sure I didn't miss anything, and then after this, we're gonna prep her hair for styling. I'm gonna say this. Also, we were in the salon this past week having the debate about, do you trim before the press or after the press? It's really preference, and it really depends on texture. Her texture is a little bit on the softer side, as you can see. Her blow dry press is pretty easy. I don't do the whole texture typing system like that because I have, I find faults with it. However, for higher textured guests, I do recommend doing a press before trim if they plan on wearing their hair straight. That way I can really see and get everything as even as possible. When you have hair that's blown out, sometimes during the blow dry process, sections may re-swell. You may get texture differences. All the hair's not at the same length. You may end up cutting off more than what's necessary or more than what your client may be comfortable with when it's in its natural or its stretched state. Now, that's not a definite rule or a rule that it's Bible. There are opportunities and chances where I do trim the hair in the blow dry state. Those opportunities are A, the client wears their hair curly or in a stretched state most of the time and does not straighten their hair out, or B, we're in an extreme situation and during the blow dry, I can see the ends that need to be cut off and they're very bad. I need to do a pre-cut. In that case, I will pre-cut the ends after my blow dry to get all that dead hair off, then go through and press, and then re-clean up the trim after the hair has been pressed so I can see where everything lives. Also, if I do have a client that wears her hair curly, I do curly cuts. I do shape the hair. If they're a client that wears it, back and forth, what I will do a curly cut, shape the hair, and then we will blow dry the hair, press it out, and any minor or subtle differences there are in length, we will adjust that to make sure the shape remains intact for the curly style, but at the same time, the client can still wear their hair straight. There are many ways to skin a cat. Please don't call Peter on me for saying that, but let's kill some of the emphatics, because yes, there's science behind it, but some of this is art too. So if it's not science, let's not put an emphatic rule around it. It's just the way you do it. It's just the way I do it. Let's say that and be comfortable. Cool. All right, so now we're curling. I live by T3 curling irons. I don't know what it is they did with these, but these are the only curling irons I really rock with besides a Marcel, because they just get the job done. They're hot enough that when they penetrate the hair evenly, but something about this ceramic design, baby, the curls just hold. And so it's a thing for me. I have them in all shapes and sizes. I don't work for T3, but that's the plug for me. If y'all are looking for a good curling iron, this is the one to get, all right? And please clean your curling irons off. They are white, so they tend to stain with product and heat distribution over time. Just wipe them down after each use. You'll notice you don't have to clean them as often. And I know people use the relaxer trick, to clean it off the surface. Just be careful, because if T3 aside, some irons are usually painted or coated with ceramic, and after a while, especially if it's an older iron, if it gets worn down, you might get chips or cracks in those places that you can't see, and the relaxer will exacerbate that and ruin the iron. So just be careful when you're cleaning the irons off. Wipe them after each guest. You won't have as much of an issue. They are going to stain. They're white tools. Nothing you can do about it. Just try to keep them as clean as possible. It also helps you not transfer smells from client to client. Product burns after a while. All those serums, Sure, they're heat protectants, but after sitting on that iron all day, they're going to heat up and start to cook into it, and they start to smell. And then your irons and unfortunately your client's hair can get that burnt cookie smell, and that's not pleasant. All right, so clean your tools, clean your dryer. You always know I say reset after each guest, and that's what I do. So with curls, I do recommend that you set the hair if you have the time. Please, after you curl it, put it in place, let that hair cool off. If you don't even have the time to let it do a full set, at least get your diffuser on cool and cool the hair off while it's in that curl state, so the curls last longer and you create more bounce and body in the hair. The look I'm going for with a Nye is not really fully like, body curls. I want more so shape and volume, especially around the face. So I'm going in with my 1.25" barrel, curling it all out, setting it. I'm going to do this all around the hair, curl away from the face. The only time I curl towards the face, if I'm doing a vintage like Hollywood wave, or I want that hair to hug that face shape, that's when I curl towards the face. Besides that, for natural flowing looks, I always curl back away from the face, especially if my clients are going to be wrapping their hair or pin curling it so it falls down in the same shape. And it gives you, that wind blown effect, that Farrah Fawcett effect, the feathers, all that good stuff. All right, it's just going to flow so much better if you curl away from the face. If you're looking for volume, what you can do is everything below the parietal ridge, which is that round part of your head, you can curl up and back away from the face, so almost like a flip, and then pin that in place. Everything above that parietal ridge off the part, curl down and away from the face. What that's going to do is create a cascade effect when those two curls mix. When you comb it out, you're going to get voluptuous, beautiful volume at the ends, and the curls will still move back away from the face. So it's going to give you that Hollywood big body curl look. It's really in right now. Everybody's doing it. Someone actually asked me for a tutorial. Maybe I'll do that soon. If you guys like a tutorial, let me know in the comments. I may need to do a curling tutorial. I never really show how we do it, but I may do that. All right. So again, education is coming up, guys, in January. Sign up for a class. I can't preach this enough. Please take somebody's class. The virtual Silkpress Masterclass is 50% off for the next 48 hours. After that's going back up. This is the last virtual Silkpress Masterclass. I can't stress it enough because every time I do this class, y'all, I get tons of comments and DMs days later and weeks later. Hey, I missed the class. Can I buy the recording? No. Can I? When's the next one? Can we sign up? There will not be a next virtual Silkpress Masterclass. After this, I'm moving to pre-recorded format for a few reasons. With the digital content. My other classes will be hands-on in person. The reason being is I find that the classes are so much more successful when I can actually get hands in, see how you do, see how you hold things, adjust your technique, adjust your body placement, all that kind of stuff to make your workflow better. So the hands-on classes are really a hit, and that's my direction for 2025 and beyond. So again, sign up for the virtual one if you need that. It's going to be the last one. Do not ask me afterwards. I'm just not going to respond. Okay. So I finished up. You can see me now taking my dryer on cool, and I'm cooling off this section of hair. I know you're probably going to ask me, I didn't mention it earlier in the video, what particular products and tools I'm using. Product wise, my product basis is pretty much still the same. I'm a Mazzani guy as well as Kenra. I use those in the salon, and I've added K18 for bond support. So Mazzani, Kenra, K18, those are my back bar products. For this particular style, I used K18 to shampoo and condition as well as deep treat, and then I followed behind that with my Mazzani 25 Milk Cream leave-in. I did use Press Agent Raincoat Serum and the cream, and I did follow behind that with Dream Coat by Color Wow. I know people say, well, you supposed to use the Color Wow by itself. Sure, I broke the rules, okay? Sue me. And then tool-wise, in this particular video, I was using my Bio-Ionic Diva dryer. It's a dryer that I keep in my travel kit, and I don't know what happened this day where I left my main dryer either at home or somewhere else, and I use this one instead, and it works just fine. It's really small. It's not as powerful as my big boys, but it gets the job done nonetheless, and I still love it. And I actually pull it out sometimes just to use because it's fun. Flat iron wise, I was using the H2 Pro. I no longer have that flat iron. It did go out on me, and I got tired of buying them, so I got a I think I switched over back to FHI and some other ones. Y'all know how I am with tools. I have everything, and it just depends on what mood I'm in. I will switch all my irons up. Okay, so there's no rhyme or wrong. Make sure it's ceramic. Set those temperatures properly. You won't have a problem. Here I am taking down the curls. They cooled off. I'm just gonna comb everything back. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. I love her hair color. This is her natural hair color. Someone asked me in a previous video I think I did with her on my TikTok or Instagram, like, what color is that? And I'm like, you got to ask God, baby. I did not make this. It's a beautiful brown. I wish I could make it. Brown's actually some of the most challenging colors to recreate because there's such subtlety in tone. Her brown is absolutely beautiful, and in the summertime her ends do get a little bit lighter, especially around the face. But here we are with the finished result. I could comb her hair all day. I love the finish. She was super excited, as you can see. So like, share, subscribe, guys. I'll be back more often. Follow me on all my social media accounts. Make sure you stay up to date with classes, everything that's going on. She's so excited. I look forward to journeying with you guys into 2025. If I post another video in December, I'll post another video in December. If not, I will see you guys for sure in January. All right. Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, all that good stuff. I love y'all. Peace.